Welcome. Here are the birds of Forest Lake as they were on the 13th of September 2021, beginning at about 4:10 in the afternoon. I found black swans where I usually expect to find ducks. I'm using a 100mm fixed macro lens, and the very close-up pictures were me editing. Most of the photos you're going to see are just details of very much larger photos, but we like to get up close, and this is the only way I can give you close-up shots. As you can see, that bird is quite away from me, but I'm able to just cut the bird out of the still photos and just show you as if it's really close to me. The birds here are quite tame, but they're wild. All of them are wild, and I've been doing some research trying to determine just how many birds are protected in Australia. Basically, I'd say all birds are protected, but there could be a few exceptions. All native birds are definitely protected in the state of Queensland. All native wildlife is protected in the state of Queensland, and this is where this video was shot. There's a duck, that's what I expect to see in this area. The swans suddenly took off, and I tried to get a picture of the white of their wings. They're very white underneath their wings. While wildlife is protected here, it is possible to get a permit to shoot them or destroy them or catch them, but I've never applied for that sort of thing, so I really can't give you any details of how, why or where. There's the swans flying away on the top left of the screen. Those mysterious bubbles are caused by a diving duck, and there it is, the Australian hardhead duck. It is apparently the only Australian diving duck, and it can feed in quite deep water. The water here in the lake isn't very deep at the moment because they're taking it out gradually to be able to get rid of some silt in some of the shallower areas and cleaning up the water weeds as well. But there are some very deep patches and some huge fish. Some catfish in here about, I'd say, almost 30 centimetres or a foot long, maybe even bigger. I think the pelicans like those fish. That's a bottlebrush tree. An Australian water dragon sunning itself on the rock. It's quite a cool day today. And there's a pewee. We often see a pewee at this spot. That same water dragon. Interested to see it's got spotty legs. There is the dusky moorhen family. The raising of chicks by the dusky moorhens is a family affair. They've got mum, dad and the aunts and uncles, or at least mum and the aunts. I'm not sure if the dad's involved, but I suspect he might be. They were all hatched by one moorhen, but everybody looks after them. There's that Australian water dragon again. I've walked on a little bit. That's Bird Island. I can see an egret there, the white one on the left. There it is, the egret. We might see more of it later on doing some fishing. There's another bottlebrush. It's quite a large tree. Some of them are big trees and some of them are not. There's a lot of different bottlebrush type flowers here. There's a couple of different species of bottlebrush. One of them is a paperbark tree and the other is bottlebrush. I can't tell the difference by looking at the flowers, so I just call them all bottlebrush. So there's a couple of different islands there. I just refer to them all as Bird Island. I think it's actually Bird Island 1 and Bird Island 2, or Little Bird Island and Big Bird Island, something like that. That's some water weeds. They're growing quite prolifically around the lake. Another Australian water dragon. I think that's one of the swans. It's got its head down. That white thing in the tree, I think, is an ibis. The lake, there's always a few birds on the lake. As you can see, it's fairly late in the afternoon now. There's lots of water lilies coming up all over the place. place. That is a dusky moorhen on a nest, and there it is moving around, preening itself. As you can see, that's how far away I am, but I was able to cut it out of the picture to make it appear to be close up. And I put the photo up. I don't ever get my feet wet, I won't go in that lake. That's where all the cormorants are today. They're up in the trees. There must be some work going on in the lake. And there is an iris. Here's the egret again, doing a little bit of hunting. This is an interesting little story. There's an egret and there's a duck there somewhere as well. And in the background, you can almost see another water dragon. There's a duck. And I think there is a swamp hen or a dusky moorhen around in this little area as well. I spent a while just standing there getting photos. There's the water dragon on the rock and the swamp hen. The lake is under a flight path, and I heard a plane going over, so I snapped it. There's a grevillea. This is the pale yellow or cream grevillea. That's a coot, Eurasian coot. And a pelican. We'll see more of the pelican later in the video. And there's another plane going over. And since I was looking up into the sky, I thought I'd get a picture of a cloud as well. There's more planes going over, but that was all the photos I got. Then the egret flew past me. I almost missed it. And there it is, just landed and came to fish just near where I was sitting on a seat. So I got up to get some photos of it. I often wonder why I bother getting video of the egret, because it doesn't do much actual moving. It likes to stand extremely still for a long time. In earlier videos, we saw the wattle flowers, and then here are the wattle seed pods. Wow, look, somebody's planted some new bottlebrush, some magenta coloured flowers. There's about 3 or 4 new bottlebrush trees along the side of the lake. And there is, of course, another water dragon. And here's another view. I turned around and faced back the way I had come. They planted them with flowers already flowering. And here's the pelican again. I watched the pelican for a while. It seemed to be eating large clumps of algae, and also seemed to catch things occasionally, little creatures of some sort. It seemed to be a little bit nervous, so I didn't get too close to the bank, kept my distance. See that algae around its beak? Sometimes its beak seemed to be full of it and it was swallowing something. It was also apparently catching things. And then it swam off. And then it came back. After a while I thought, we've got enough of the pelican. It's getting dark. I need to get back. I'm only halfway around the lake. Got quite a walk ahead of me to get back to the car. The light's fading. And the lizards are still out. That's blue top or nannygoat weed. And near the end of my walk, there were the swans again. All they had done was come across the other side of the lake. They're still at the same end. There's some ducks, and I think we'll see some coots, and maybe a swamp hen or 2 with them. There doesn't seem to be many coots or swamp hens on the lake today. Perhaps they're all hidden away nesting somewhere. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, because that will help me with the channel. And if you want to see more of my videos, not only of walks around the lake, but other places, then perhaps it would be a good idea for you to subscribe. Got another rose video coming up soon, and I also had a drive to Gympie recently where there were dozens of swans all running up to me trying to get fed, and I'll be doing some art videos as well as soon as I can get myself set up. So if you're interested in watching watercolours being painted or oils or something like that, they'll be coming up in this channel. So bye bye for now, and thank you for watching.